Hey everybody, it's your boy Personette back with another one of these Legacy Project interviews with the reps. These are important because these are the guys that are going to read your personal statements, that are going to give you the yay or nay on your acceptance, okay? Today we're here with Brian from the Hofstra University, which I don't know if you knew, little fun fact, was once actually part of NYU. Who knew? Okay, I think Brian would have known. Brian, you want to tell us a little about your school and why I should be sending my Legacy Project viewers, that's you, to this school?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Personette. I'm really excited to talk to you a little bit and briefly about Hofstra. So Hofstra is located out on Long Island. We're not really too far from your school, maybe about 45 minutes. So
to an hour with traffic, okay.
Yeah, to about an hour with traffic. Public transportation, maybe not so easy for you guys, but should you want to come from Atlantic Terminal, you're there in about 45 minutes as well. Or Midtown.
Trains go right there.
Super easy to get to. About half of our student population does live on campus, and we do have 35 residence halls in total. So
it's not a commuter school.
Not a commuter school.
So you go there, you're going to have activities to go to on Friday evening, Saturday, and stuff like that. Some schools you go to, and the minute classes are over on Friday, it's like a ghost town. You really don't want that. You want that college experience.
And you'll definitely get that with us at Hofstra. And our students come to us from 48 states and 70 countries. So the diversity also looks like what New York looks like and looks like what Brooklyn looks like. And that's something we really pride ourselves on.
I like that diversity. I like that.
One of my favorite things. And that diversity carries through with food on campus, with clubs and organizations on campus, 220 student clubs and organizations, 21 Division I sports teams. Food on campus, we have things like a halal shack, and we have breakfast all day and pasta all day and an Asian fusion place and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and Au Bon Pain. So there are a lot of options there too. And with that also comes diversity of majors. So there are 175 plus majors.
175 plus majors.
That's
so
right.
If you're going and you don't know what you want to do, this might be the place to find who you are. If you're going and you do know what you want to do, not only do they have those majors, but you have how many different specific schools to get that accomplished?
Yeah, there are over 8 schools within our university of options for students to do. And that also includes options for bachelor's, master's, 5-year programs, for professional programs.
We like the 4+1s. We like that. That's going to save you time and money. Think about it. Instead of 6, you're doing it in 5. That's a year of tuition and room and board and all that part that you're keeping.
Everything. Yep. So you're leaving extra money in your pocket, and it's also making you more marketable in the long run when you're out there earlier on than some of your classmates that maybe took a longer period of time. So definitely a helpful piece for sure. We see the internships of our students are really robust. Over 98% of our students are either enrolled in graduate school or employed within 6 months of leaving us at Hofstra. So the success
and you say
enormous.
Internships, you guys have been here for how long?
Yeah, we've been around since the 1930s, so it's been around.
They've got the connections that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Right on Long Island, right outside the city. Okay, tell us about study abroad. Tell us about other fantastic things you guys got.
Sure. So as I mentioned, lots of clubs and organizations, Division I sports teams study abroad. We go to 66 different locations across the nation. So there are so many things and so many places for students to go. And your scholarship actually goes with you when you study abroad during an academic semester or an academic year. So you can take that and have an experience
that money
wherever it is that you want
to go. So when you guys go to college, I want you to start thinking about this. Grades matter, of course. But so does becoming a worldly citizen who understands about society. Absolutely. So you need to experience that. You need to be around the diversity, interacting with different people from different cultures for you to truly understand your place in the world.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important. And I tell students, if there's anything I regret from my undergraduate career, it's not having taken part of a study abroad experience, because you're immersing yourself in a culture and an educational culture somewhere else. So it's a huge deal.
Now, all of these amazing things have to come at a price. What are we talking about for tuition, and maybe what type of scholarships you guys are offering, and room and board, and the whole... all in, how much?
Yeah, absolutely. So tuition's a bit much. It's about just shy of $60,000, 59 and change. Room and board ranges 15 to probably in the 20s, 22, 23, depending on room style and meal plan and things like that. So about
80,
like 70 and change, almost 80, right?
Okay.
Which is a lot. But our scholarships range upwards from $8,000 to $40,000. So they cover on average about 70% of tuition, and then need-based grants and financial aid will stack on top of that. So if you're not living on campus, we become pretty affordable pretty quickly. Living on campus, no matter where you go, is definitely a luxury, and that's something to think about too.
But for me and for my lifestyle and my children's world, I do want them on campus. I think you really get the full college experience. We had a student here yesterday who goes to St. John's, and she was telling us about how, she still commutes to St. John's. So she's paying the price for the private school, but she's almost not living that lifestyle on the campus, okay? And so, look, if you want to be a commuter, I say then just go to a CUNY, or if you're out go to a SUNY. But if you want that full experience, then go on the campus.
Absolutely.
In my world, that's
Yeah.
where the clubs are. That's where the interactions are. That's where the individuality. That's where the independence. That's where the maturity happens.
100% agreed with you, and I think it's a really important piece. And we see the success of our students that are living on campus for sure. So
Now, you
that's
say
important.
success. I'm going to ask you your graduation rate.
Yeah, absolutely. 98% enrolled in graduate school or employed.
That's a
within 6
win.
months.
That's a win.
It's a huge win.
That's
It's a huge win.
And what about acceptance rate? Because
Yeah.
look, wait. You can only take the valedictorians, and obviously they're going to do great. What's your acceptance rate? Who are you taking?
It's just about 70%. So we do admit a decent amount of students, but that's because we see value in our students and we're looking at you holistically when you apply. So that includes your application overall, your high school transcript overall, your progression in grades, what have you taken in comparison to what's offered, your personal statement, which we're going to talk about.
So we're gonna do a whole other
Yeah.
video on that. So
We're going
stay
to talk
tuned.
about that. Your letter of recommendation, we only require one, but we encourage students to submit at least two, usually because it's helpful, and resume activity sheet.
And we talked about how to get that done with the brag sheet.
Yeah.
Check in my past videos.
Super important about that brag sheet. And then in addition, we tell students it is up to you about SAT or ACT scores. We are test optional for almost 13
Now,
years
yeah, you've
now.
been test optional long before it became the thing.
Long before it became the thing. And that's because not everyone is a test taker, and that is okay. And we like to make sure that students are recognizing that. The other nice thing about that too is that, should you decide it fits you, great. And if not, that's all right as well. The only two programs of our 175 plus that require submission is our BSMD 4+4 medical school program and our accelerated PA program, physician assistant. That's 5.5 years instead of 7. Those require it, but other than that, you're welcome to apply test option.
Those are very
Very
tough
rigorous
to get
programs.
into, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so if I am a high school student, how can I contact you? What's your email? Where are we getting to?
Yeah, so my smiling face is on our Hofstra website. You can't miss me. I look exactly the same. I think I'm actually wearing the same shirt. So I do own other shirts, just so you know. But you can find me on our website, but also Brian, BRYAN Rothstein, ROTHSTEIN at Hofstra.edu. And I look forward to hearing from you.
Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, person.
Guys, this may be for you. Let's take a serious look at Hofstra University, and maybe that may be our new home for a couple of years. Thank you. This legacy project is yours to build. So you got to be the one going out there and getting it done. Best of luck, everybody.